Hello ladies, we're going to do a quick terminal drill. At the end of this, I will move through the same drill and then look at what the file structure should look like in our text editor. If you need to pause this because I'm speaking too quickly, go ahead. If you need to pause this to look up a command, go ahead, but try and redo the drill without having to look up the commands. This is muscle memory, and practice is what will get you there. So just keep practicing, and it's totally okay if you need to do this a couple times. This specific one is going to be very similar to what we did on Monday. So you're going to want to remove the music folder that we made for that drill if you haven't already. And with that, let's move into this drill. Also, I don't know if I said my baby is playing next to me, so if you hear him in the background, that's what's going on. You don't have creepy children just playing around your house. Anyways, so let's actually move into this drill. All right, I would like you to make a folder called Music. Inside of Music, I would like you to make a folder called Concerts, one called Print, and one called Digital. Inside of Concerts, I would like you to make a file called U2, a file called Riot Fest, and a folder called Beyonce. Inside of Beyonce, make a file for Houston, copy Houston and name it Glendale, and then also make a file for Phoenix. Wait, I didn't mean for you to make a file called Phoenix, so could you rename that to Pasadena? Then inside your print folder, make a file for DVDs, CDs, and MP3s. Now, MP3s aren't print, so could we actually remove the MP3 file? And I've decided I don't actually want to track my digital stuff, so let's remove the file or the folder for digital. And that's the end of the drill. Now, let's get into it. So in my terminal, I'm where I want to be. So I'm going to make a directory for music. I'm going to move into the music directory. And then I'm going to make 3 different directories. I'm using directories and folders interchangeably here. Is that so? All right, so we're going to make a directory for concerts, print, and digital. Inside of concerts, so we're going to CD into concerts. I'm going to make a file for U2, a file for Riot Fest, and a folder for Beyonce. So I'm going to touch U2 and Riot Fest, and then I'm going to make a directory for Beyonce. Then inside of Beyonce, so I'm going to move into the Beyonce folder, I'm going to make a file for Houston, so I'm going to touch Houston. And then I want to copy Houston, but give it the name of Glendale. So I'm going to copy Houston, and again, I'm using that tab key to save some keystrokes. And I'm going to name it Glendale. And then I'm also going to make a file for Phoenix. But I didn't actually mean for Phoenix, so I'm going to rename that to Pasadena. So I'm going to use the MV command, Phoenix, and then give it the name Pasadena. Then I'm going to move into the print directory. So I'm going to move up out of Beyonce into concerts. And then your command is cd ... I have a shortcut that just allows me to use ... So we're going to move into music, and then we're going to change directories into print. And then in here, I'm going to make a file for DVDs, CDs, and MP3s. We didn't want MP3s in the print, so we're going to remove MP3s. And then I decided that I didn't want to track digital, So I'm going to move into the music folder, and then I'm going to use RM-R, and I'm going to remove digital. That -R stands for recursive, and that's what you use for folders instead of files. So to remove a file, like we did with MP3, we just used RM-MP3. But because digital is a whole folder, we need to use that recursive command. If I just run RM digital here, it's telling me that it can't remove digital because digital is a directory. If I run it with the RM-R, it removes it. Now let's open this up in our text editor and see what we have. So for your case, you're going to use code space period. I'm using a different text editor, so I'm going to use Atom space period. And this is going to open up, and you can see here we have our music folder that contains at this point just concerts and print. Inside concerts we have our Riot Fest and U2 file, as well as our Beyonce folder, which has Glendale, Houston, and Pasadena. And then we have our print with CDs and DVDs. I'm going to run this through one more time, and we're just going to dig in and watch a little bit. So I would like you to reflect on how you think you did on this exercise. If you struggled with it, definitely try and run it again. Like I said, this is all muscle memory. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to run commands, and I would like you to watch my text editor over here and see how things are changing. Hi, you're okay? You're okay? Yeah, I see you playing. Yeah. So we're in the music folder, so I'm going to run an RM-R on concerts. I'm also going to run the same command, but for print. And you can see how now we just have an empty music folder. So let's work through this again and just watch and see how things are changing over here. So we're in music, and we want to make directories for concerts, print, and digital. So now we have 3 folders there. I'm going to move into concerts. Hi, buddy. And then I'm going to expand all of these real quick so that you can see how this is going to move. So inside of concerts, which is where we're at in our command line, we're going to touch U2 and Riot Fest. And see how that just jumped in there. And then we're going to make the directory for Beyonce. We're going to move into Beyonce. And in there, we're going to make a file for Houston. And I'm also going to jump in and make my Phoenix file right now. Now, if we expand Beyonce over here, you'll see we have Houston and we have Phoenix. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to copy Houston and name it Glendale. So we saw that pop up. And now I'm going to rename Phoenix to Pasadena. We saw that change. Now I'm going to move into concerts. Remember, you can use the up arrow to bring up your old command. So I just did that to move back into music from concerts. So now I'm going to CD into print. And I'm going to make a file for DVDs, CDs, and MP3s. Now I'm going to remove MP3 3s. And then I'm going to change directories back to music, and I'm going to use that RM-R and remove digital. And that is how we can see things changing as we're changing them. Hopefully this was helpful. Sorry, my kiddo got a little noisy at the end there. If you have any questions about this, definitely reach out. And remember to keep practicing. This really is muscle memory. I cannot drive it home enough. You just have to practice, and then this will become second nature.